Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. If you're not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you are not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. Excuse me. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying, courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching us on YouTube. Wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so please be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. And by the way, you only can make comments or ask questions during a live stream. So like I said, I host these programs every Monday and evening and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building and flying and John Garage shows and contests that Sparky covers on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like, by the way. Subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos and comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And I'm a member myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account every month, and I don't miss it. And I suspect you won't miss it either. And all you do is just hit the blue button down below. Now you can also use the super chat donation feature, which is located over here, and you can donate any amount you want. And we would greatly appreciate your supporting this channel. Now, the super chat donation feature is only available during the live stream. Okay, so if it's not convenient for you to watch it this time, come in, maybe just do the donation and then come back and watch the full show at a later date and more convenient time for you. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges that Sparky and I can see in the YouTube chat box and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel, not mine. Okay, I'm in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel at Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there. And if you can, when you go there, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his camera of me flying his Junar, his beautiful Junar, which if you've been paying attention to this channel, you've been noticing that Sparky has already stripped that plane of its finish down to bare wood, or pretty close to bare wood, and he's actually refinishing the plane. But anyways, if you watch that video, if you comment or have a question, I'll be quickly notified, because that is my YouTube channel, and I'll be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please help me to keep the conversations on model aviation. So I know it's tempted to talk about other things, but let's stay on point, and I appreciate that. And by the way, please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post a link now at Stunthangar Forum. So let me do that real quick. I have a few things I got to do all the time, and this is just one. Where'd the link go? Okay, let me post this. I can send this here. Okay, I'll just do this here. By the way, I have to do this every time, so just bear with me. And let me see what I did with the link. All right. Sorry for the delay. Here we go. Looks like we have 8 concurrent viewers, 2 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please smash that like button, tap it, push it. Do what you can to get that like. Right now we're up to 3. Thank you very much. And looks like Tom Rammel, he says like provided. Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate that. Now we're up to 4 likes, and we have 9 concurrent viewers. Again, keep smashing and that like button. I expect to have some the usual suspects in here, and hopefully some new people. And everyone's welcome to come in. You don't have to be an expert. And even if you don't even fly, and you just enjoy this hobby or interested in the hobby, you can come on in. All right. Looks like Gary Sinclair is on his way in here. So I'll have someone to talk to. That'd be great. And then hopefully we'll have some more following. Hey, Gary.
How
are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm just about in California.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Oh, that's right. You're watching that trucking video?
Yeah. And that's where they're at. They're going to come in the state tomorrow.
All right. You have to move your boom up a little bit to your mouth, Gary.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now how's my volume and video, by the way?
You're pretty good.
All right, good.
Yeah, I think you're all right.
All right, fantastic. So let me catch up with the chat box. Looks like John Shukalek. I hope I pronounced your name correct, John. He provided a like. Thank you very much. And Edward Carlall, he said like sent. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it very much. So I have Tom, John Shukalek, and Edward Carlall. That's 3 likes, 3 out of the 4. And we have 15 concurrent viewers. So I know who 3 of the 4 are, but I'm still would like to have the other 9 or 10 or 11 actually hit the like buttons as well. Please do it. It's just a simple thing. It won't cost you a dime, won't cost you a penny. Hit the like button, please. That helps the analytics of the show. If you don't want to do it for me, do it for Sparky. Be greatly appreciated. And also consider joining the YouTube channel memberships, which you just hit the button below, the blue button. If you're not a member, it'll be blue, and then hit join. And that'd be greatly appreciated. And all right, fantastic. I gotta fix something. Just bear with me 1 second. I gotta edit something real quick, and we'll be off to the races. All right, I looking forward to this evening. I went flying today, but I actually didn't fly. I actually was helping my friend my friend Joe Mata with his plane. He has a custom twister, scratch built, and it has a tapered leading edge, super light, and was adding some tail weight because I wanted to be a little bit more responsive, and and just been trimming the plane. It actually has a trim tab, so that it looked like it was flying level, but did not go inverted because, boy, we had the Santa Ana winds just come up on us today, and it was creating havoc because normally the wind that I experience comes from one direction. I think it's coming from the southeast, and this today it was coming from the west, so coming from Arizona. So the wind was a little bit different, and so didn't want to risk the plane. The wind was just making the plane. It was making the plane bounce up and down all over the place. So it's kind of hairy. Looks like I have a friend coming in right now. I see their name. This is his wife, Hannah. This is Bob Brooks's wife, Hannah, and I invited them to come in. And right now, Hannah, you're muted and your camera is not enabled. So hopefully you'll be able to rectify that. I know some people have had to go out and come back in and make sure. Here we go. All right. Thank you, Hannah. And Bob, look at you. I haven't seen you in such a long time.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you guys hear me, and I can see you and hear you. That's wonderful. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
Great. So we start rolling around 6:45, but as people start coming in, the show begins to pick up momentum, and so just hang on, and the show will be becoming much more fluid as people come in.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm glad you came in. That's wonderful. Hopefully, when more people come in, are you feeling up to showing your P40 by chance?
I think so.
All right, good. All right, well, when more people come in, we'll definitely go over it in greater detail.
No, you cannot.
No, I
He will
That
not
way you
show
won't have to show it more than once. But
Just a second.
Watch me.
No, we don't. We have to go back. Just a second. I don't know. Here is the Zoom, I think.
everything looks good, Hannah.
Okay. It's good? No.
Everything's good.
Yes? No, but we don't see you. Just a second.
Oh, you don't see me? Oh, okay.
Oh, just a second. Let's see.
All right, you take care of that. I'm going to mute your mic, Hannah, real quick.
Okay, yes.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you,
Hey, John.
Doing well.
Gary? And I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting Hannah before.
No, yeah, she will.
Yeah.
She's Bob. You know Bob Brooks?
Yeah.
This is Bob Brooks's wife.
Oh, I've met her then. I met her at a couple of the contests when she was there with Bob Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Well-
setting up something. She couldn't see us. I could see her and hear her, but she couldn't. She was. This is their first time in with us, but Hannah's done Zoom calls before, so she'll get it straightened out.
Oh, okay.
So, in interim, what have you been up to?
Well, I just got back from the store. Had to visit the hangar at Red Baron.
All right.
I was all out.
Yeah.
And then I got one of them big things, ice cream, almond fudge. It's the name of it. Sounded good, so I got it.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah, I'm all set for snacks for tonight.
Yeah, you are. You definitely are. That's awesome.
Yeah. I keep looking for, I found the Red Baron, the deep dish, but it was just two small personal servings,
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find the big one. I wasn't all that impressed with the small servings. There just wasn't enough there. 2 bites, it was gone.
Yeah. Yes.
But other than that, no, I actually took out some stuff and started getting it set up to build. And I'm catching up on all the things that have been keeping me out of the shop. And so I'm almost got those all caught up and done. So I'm close to the point where I figure I'll finish up the ARF, what is it?
The SV11?
SV11, yeah.
Oh, good. I was actually looking at my SV11 because my Strega right now is out of commission.
Yeah, It was out of commission when you built it.
Wow. Look at here. Let me speak to Bob real quick and Hannah. Hang on a second, John.
All right.
Hannah, can you hear me, Hannah? You probably can. Can you unmute your mic? You need to go down to the bottom left corner of your screen where the microphone is and unmute your mic. I can't unmute you.
Oh, we lost her picture now. She might have stopped her video.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
There's Howard.
Here comes Howard.
And Howard,
You.
Oh, thank you, Hannah. You did a good job. All right. Now we got it. Now we lost your video, Hannah, but hopefully that'll come back.
Just a second, just a second.
Okay. Yeah, it's down in that's right next to the microphone, the video.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent. And now, all right. Hey, Bob Brooks, say something so I can see if your mic's working. No, your mic's still muted. Hannah, down the lower left corner of the microphone icon, just click on that and enable that.
Just a second.
There we go. All right. There we go. Now we got both video and
Hey, Bob.
Yep.
Hey, Bob, John Miller is saying hi to you. You remember John Miller?
Yeah. Yeah. I see you.
It's better to be seen than viewed, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Lynn, thanks for coming in. And
Hey,
Howard
Charles,
Rush.
guys.
Thank you for coming in, Howard Rush. And Tom Creasy.
What?
Hi, Tom Creasy.
What's
I
it there
do.
hanging in there? Looks like
Yeah.
it's all in pieces.
This right here?
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is the
that's your
plane I
P40.
This is the plane I got
Oh,
done
well,
stripping.
that's great that you have a P40 because Bob Brooks has a P40 he's going to share with us. And it's quite an example of a control line plane, I tell you.
People coming in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Howard Rush, you met Bob Brooks before?
I heard the name is familiar.
Howard, have you met Bob Brooks before, Howard? You're muted, Howard.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Even
Okay.
unmuted.
You don't know, even unmuted? That's okay. But Bob's heard of you. And Bob Brooks used to fly, actually, he coached Dave Sabon quite a bit.
Oh,
Yeah, he would, when Dave Sabon would take a
Dave's
flight.
good. Hey,
Um,
Dave, what Mayweather short?
Yeah, well, it's probably due to Bob Brooks's good coaching.
Oh.
I have to give Dave Sabon some credit since he held the handle as well, right?
Yeah.
But after every flight, during the flight, Bob was speaking into a recorder and he would critique every maneuver. And then when Dave Sabon finally landed the plane and put his plane in the pits, he would grab the recorder and listen to the critique of every maneuver. This is every single flight for years. And so it's awesome coaching, and that's part of it. So anyways, you guys want to see a beautiful, you ready to show your P40, Bob?
I guess so. Yeah, I can do
Let me
it.
I'll make your screen bigger, Bob, so you'll take up the whole screen.
I'll have to bring the thing away and look in the screen so I can. Oh, I lost it. I don't see any visual now. We're lost the video again.
Well, you guys probably just see yourself, right? You guys just see
No,
yourself?
that's okay. That's okay. It's
That's
too
okay, Bob. I have it so that all it's seen is just you.
That's
There it
okay.
is. Whoops.
Here. Pop,
Look.
come.
I gotta look at the.
There it is again.
No. What do you
It's
see, guys?
not
Again.
easy to do that. You guys are doing good. It's not easy. Just lower your camera angle down just a little bit.
There we
Excellent.
go.
Oh, a little
bit
more.
more.
A little more.
A little bit lower.
Laura?
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
There
That's
you go.
good.
Right
It's
there.
centered. Oops, too far. It's centered.
Oh,
Right
Now
there.
you see?
Yeah, right there. Now that is
You see everything?
yeah, we see
Yeah.
everything straight on. If you could give us a side view, because the tiger teeth are awesome. this
Okay,
plane.
I will go around.
All right, and don't fall or anything. You guys, we're here for hours, so take your
Okay.
time.
That got retracts on it,
We are
Bob?
doing good.
yeah, it looks good.
No retracts, John. No.
Sure looks like it, from the way it's set up.
Oh.
Nice job.
And this is a big plane. You probably you can't tell how big it is. How wide is the fuselage, Bob?
Oh, must be about 4 inches.
At
Wow.
least, I think it's bigger than that.
4 inches.
Yeah,
4 inches?
Bob, is this your own design or what?
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's my own design. I designed it on CAD system.
Oh, cool.
Very
I do
nice.
that kind of stuff too. Did you build that Tony?
Yeah, I built a Tony too. Yes.
Yeah, that was a nice job.
Yeah. This is the same size as the Tony.
Oh, cool. Gordon says he couldn't tell the difference between flying his and flying yours, that
Yeah.
they both
Yeah,
flew
well, this one
exactly the
flies-
same.
This P40 flies just as well as the Tony did. It really flies well. I flew it
Outstanding.
for about a year, and it really goes through the pattern really well. It's a good competition ship, it would be.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What motor?
That's a Rojet 65.
Good choice.
Yeah, it runs good. I had some engine trouble when I tried to run it in the contrast where the engine seized up, but I corrected that now. It seems pretty loose now, so it's been corrected.
Outstanding. It really looks nice, Bob.
What size spinner is that, Bob?
Pardon?
What size spinner is that?
I think it's a 3-inch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Here.
what we used on the Tony too. So yeah.
Let me bring this down here to get.
What
the
you got
tape.
for a prop on there, Bob?
I don't even remember, to tell the truth.
Just it's 3-blade, right?
Yes.
Just that it's a 3-blade. Yeah.
Looks like it might be under camera too, looks like.
Yeah, it does kind of look that way, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It looks like a windy prop.
Look at that.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
Move this-
You did a nice
that.
job on your cowl
Wait.
to fuselage joint too.
Hmm?
You did a nice job on the cowl to fuselage. Did you use the technique we were talking about last meeting where you?
Well, it's molded, mainly molded pieces.
Oh, okay.
Around the cowling nose blocks. It's
Uh-huh.
too big. it wouldn't mold that well.
Yeah. I like the way you did your exhaust too. You did it like it should have been done.
Yeah. I don't know if I can get this or not. This is the cockpit, but I don't think you can see much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very detailed cockpit. Unfortunately, you can't see it in all its glory, but it's a very detailed cockpit.
I can do
Yeah.
it, turn it, let's see if I can turn it like this. Let's see, just a second.
Yeah,
Like
take your
this.
time.
Now it's better, no? Book. Here, I can
I
turn
lo-
it all the way. Here, like this.
I think we lost them.
No, we're still here.
No, we're here.
Okay. There's a better picture of it. I think I got some of it.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's a full-blown man in there, right down to the foot pedals.
Yeah, I know. I wish they could see the detail, but it's incredible.
You can't
Yeah,
see
it is.
much. Cockpit's a little cloudy.
Yeah, it is a little cloudy.
That's the back end. But it's a big ship. It's actually bigger than my other ship that I fly.
Turn on the defroster in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but take my word, you guys, I've launched this plane for Bob in many occasions. It's an exceptional plane. Yeah,
Outstanding.
and I saw it in its process being developed. Yeah. How many canopies did you pull to get that canopy right, Bob?
Dave got me one off the internet that fixed.
Oh, great, great.
I was something, Hannah.
No, we see you, Bob. Everything is fine.
Okay, but I can't see the picture anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. We want to see the airplane. So
Okay.
that's good. That's very good, Bob. That is awesome, man.
I can't do anything with the screen.
Okay, just a second.
Just a second, we gotta fix our screen.
Yeah, just a second. Let me see here.
What's the weight, Bob?
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy. It's about 70 ounces.
Take this.
It's not that bad.
Just a
That's not-
second, I'm trying to bring us back. Just a second, just a
Sure.
second, just a second.
No problem.
Just a second here. Here it is. Maybe this one. Let's see.
Why?
Just a second
All
here.
right.
Here.
You guys are doing good. Anyways, we're going to go back to more of a galaxy view. I think
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I just have to shift it here. Knife.
You have to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, no, it's let's see.
all right. Okay.
Well, for now, until we get our picture fixed.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm going to go to what's called the galaxy view, where we have like all of us show up. Anyways, thank you very much, Hannah and Bob. That's
okay.
that was great show and tell. I appreciate it.
Okay, I will try to get back into the meeting. Just a second. I cannot see so well at all.
Oh.
So cannot
Oh, we see you guys. You guys are showing up well.
Yes. Oh.
Oh yeah, we see you. Can you see us?
No, not at
Not
all.
at all?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. I
You
have
see yourself?
no. I don't see anything. So I
You
will
don't
have to see
Ah.
what I will. You go on. I will fix it.
All right. I'm gonna mute your mic again, and then we're gonna continue on. Hey, all right, Tom. So no pressure, no pressure. We can show us your P40 in the
I don't know, man. After seeing that P40,
well, that's just
I
something
don't think so.
something to aspire to, you know.
That ain't no kidding. No, that's the one that I stripped. I had the 16-ounce.
Looks good, Tom.
16-ounce. Huh?
Looks good.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I tell you what. If you're a beginner, I think every beginner ought to strip their own paint job off.
Sure,
one
just to
plane.
try it.
No, to see what it takes, because when you goof up, you think, well, I might as well just build another one and kind of just put this on the shelf and just leave it, But this strips so easy with that stripper that you have a chance to go back to the beginning where it's the airframe, so you can make changes that you want to do,
Right.
or get rid of your heavy weight, and start all over again.
What's it weigh now?
I've shedded 28.3 ounces off of it.
Wow.
Okay, now I got to put covering on it, but
Okay.
the elevator alone weighed 5.6 ounces.
Oh,
Now
God.
this new one here is 2.5.
Very good.
Just taking off the
Because you are here.
the color and everything, that was 16.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The covering and the paint and the and I went all the way down to bare wood.
Looks amazing.
You can hear me.
Yeah. Oh man, I tell you, I've always wanted another cockpit. Well, I made myself another cockpit.
Very nice.
And this here used to be where I had to carry lead weight to put in the front of that behind my tank because it was so tail heavy.
Wow.
Not anymore.
I'll be be done with that.
Yeah. Now, what engine you gonna put in there?
A 4-stroke 52 OS.
Oh wow.
Yep. You see how big the motor mount is right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just ever since I went to a flying event and the guy from Minnesota, he was that's all he flew was 4-strokes. I just love the sound of them. Everyone says, oh, they're heavy, I don't care. I just want to go have some fun and try to compete as good as I can, and I'm just gonna do my own thing,
Right.
Right on.
That's
But-
why it's called a hobby. Do your own thing.
Yeah. So I really like flying it with the 4-stroke, but you know, is it right now? That's what I have left. Is I'm ready to start working on the wing
That's
because
beautiful.
this wing is kind of it's got the Wesley Dick stuff. You know, the Wesley Dick I call them bi-directional flaps.
Right.
So I've got to rework this trailing edge, rework all the wood. I've got to sand it, but pretty well got the fuselage pretty well done and ready.
Now, is it my imagination, or did you lower the nose of the plane, the leading edge of the wing to the nose ring? Is that different than before? I mean, it kind of comes
Nope.
down low. Is that how it
Nope.
was?
Yep,
Wow, looks good.
yep, not in line. The tail is above, but yeah. Plus, I was able to use these pocket hinges also on the back here.
Oh,
I
very
really like
nice.
that. That turned out really well.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, I went to the shop today and built me a control horn.
Very
Had to dig
nice.
through my toolbox for a starter shim.
Very nice. Now, wow, you do all kinds of stuff. What did you do in the Air Force? What did you do, Tom? Was you an AP?
I turned wrenches on a fighter jet.
Okay. So was you
And
an
then when I
A&P
got
mechanic?
out of the Air Force, I went to work at McDonnell Douglas, and I turned wrenches for them out on the flight line on fighter jets, F-18s and F-15.
So
Did
was you
that
an
for a little
A&P
while.
mechanic?
Pardon?
Was you an A&P?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And now I live in a country, and I go to a little municipal airport.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
Anybody have any questions for Tom Creasy about his plane
I'm
or
a
anything?
beginner, so take it easy.
And by the way, hi, Dennis. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hi, guys. Yeah,
Dennis.
I'm curious. I never heard, how did you like the double slotted flaps, Wesley's double slotted flap concept? How'd you like that?
Well, I'm still a beginner, but I've flown. I've got 2 other planes that I have, and I've flown them, and I flew this, and all I know is it's very responsive.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of things I had issues. One of them was weight. I didn't calculate the amount of weight that this system puts on behind the center of gravity. It's
Okay.
just unreal. So now, since I got it like I have it now, I can change all that to get it to where the CG will be pretty well right on, where I really won't have to add any weight. Hopefully, cross my fingers, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard you say you took 16 ounces of finish off, so that's phenomenal. And that means that if you can do a lighter finish and stuff, it's one of those unfair rules of life is when the finish is heavy, the airplane is tail heavy, you know?
Yep.
And
well,
so
this is a scratch built plane, and the other 2 planes were from a kit, and I ended up averaging about 6.5 ounces as a complete finish.
mhm.
So I was like, I got my paint down and all that, but I kind of stick with Warbirds because I use a matte finish, you know. Warbirds are really not really, I think, ought to be real shiny. Like this one here, I'll weather it with a charcoal pencil and some airbrushing. So, but when I get to go to intermediate and advanced, my colors will go primo,
Mhm.
but at least it's light enough. And I like to, once I get it back together and I get a good finish on it, then I'll be able to really fly it and really be able to tell what the difference is, because the only thing I did with it before was I never did an overhead, or I never did an overhead 8. I done some squares and some loops, and but it was so heavy, I was afraid to take it up above my head, you know. So I'm kind of excited about it. It's still it's a heck of a lot faster to strip this plane than it is to rebuild it.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
What are you gonna cover it with?
silk span.
Yeah, that'll be
My
good.
other P40 I have in the other room there, I use polyspan on the wing. I don't think I'm going to use that again.
It's very hard to do curved surfaces like tips and stuff. You can't do it.
Oh yeah, I use a heat gun and you know, I don't really have too bad of a problem on my wing tips. I'm pretty good at the covering, but it adds too much weight by the time you fill up. If you paint on, to me, if you use a paintbrush on polyspan, if you don't watch it, you'll drip right through the covering. You'll get too much of the dope dripping through and getting all over on the inside of your bays. That happened to me the very first time I ever used polyspan. So now, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt, I think, because I use a spray gun now. I spray after I put the covering on. I just spray my clear on there.
Oh,
And it seems to be a lot better. I don't have any drips on the inside of my bays, but
One trick you can use is to take some toilet paper and pull it across the surface of the polyspan using a paintbrush to keep the end of the toilet paper wet. That kind of lays it on without pushing it through the covering.
really,
Yeah, it works with silk too. That's what we did in the old days.
what? Say that again.
Take toilet paper or even a piece of polyspan and or silk span and drag it across the surface of the wing. And as you're dragging it, use a paintbrush to keep dope on the edge of the piece of material, and that it will slide the dope onto the wing without pushing it into the weave too badly.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
I'll be dang, and that I'm gonna experiment with that.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you
Can
couldn't
use
try it.
Bounty?
I
What?
don't know. Yeah, I'd be afraid of lint with Bounty.
I think the silk span would be a good medium for doing that.
Yeah, come
Just to
think
know-
of it. That's what I use, or polyspan, because I have it around because I just covered an airplane with it.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's really special. I never heard of that. That's
Oh yeah.
maybe that's one of the reasons why I didn't like using silk, but it was always a bear getting the first 3 coats of dope on a silk airplane were a mess. And
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, but
I mean, I even did the trick where you tried doping it over your head.
so die.
Yeah, it brings
That worked good, didn't it?
Yeah, it really brings the word dope to a head, if you know what I mean. You dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
But,
And then I had a drop to go in my glasses. That even really, yeah. I don't like it.
I'm getting to the
remember-
point where I don't like dope, period. Just a pain in the butt.
mm,
just to clarify
Yeah.
my understanding, so you put the dope on and then you come after that with the material, the cloth to smooth it out? Is that?
No, you use the cloth to put the dope on.
Yeah, you use it as a spreader,
The cloth, not the cloth, but the
the silk span. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like you would with cheesecloth and stain.
Okay, so you don't use a brush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you use a brush to keep dope on
Yeah.
the edge of the piece that you're dragging.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll demonstrate it sometime next time I cover an airplane.
Okay, sounds good.
That is very informal. Yeah, that's okay though. On this thing. I don't care. I'm not using no poly span. I'm using silk span. All of it. Maybe next Friday I'll be ready for covering.
Maybe. Hope so. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in my paint room right now, so I got it all set up and going.
Nice. So, so you have your compressor in another room, or your compressor is in your paint room
No,
as well?
I got my air underground piped in through my foundation inside here. The air compressor's in the very back of my garage.
Okay.
Very nice. So
Cool.
it's quiet.
Well,
I got a great big 80-gallon setup, 155 psi, 14 CFM.
Nice. You know, I forgot whose house it was, but they had a really sophisticated fixture to get the moisture out of their system in addition to the dryer elements, but just the way they had pipes going up and down, and they had pickocks at the bottom.
I got
I don't even
got
worry-
that from
I don't even
Dennis
worry about
Newton
that
showed it.
nowadays.
Oh,
I
Dennis
got on
Newton.
my tank. I don't know if you on my air compressor. It's I got a timer on the very bottom of the tank, and what it does is mine comes on every 12 hours, and it'll go let off air like a semi does,
Right.
you know, over pressurized, and then that takes the water out.
Oh,
And then if I use my
Oh.
paint gun, I put the water separator right on my gun.
All right.
oh,
Used to in the day, they used to put an oiler online back in the 60s and 70s on the air compressor to keep your air tools aired up or oiled up, right?
Right.
But
You
it
don't wanna do that.
contaminates your line with oil, and you can't use it for painting.
Right. That'd be good for turning
So-
wrenches, but not for painting. Yeah.
The only thing I got on my compressor is a shut-off valve and a pressure regulator. If I want to oil my tools, I put it in myself. Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, I keep my air hoses clean on the inside.
Yep. You don't want your white paint to have a little speck of some other color.
Well, that's my that's my air separator, and it's not very big. It's like $6.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before. Yeah, very cool. Let me make you big. Hang on one second. Oh yeah.
Now this is my new one. So,
Yeah, and it has that. What's that material inside there? The what do you call it? Starts with a D.
well, it's
Trying to
I know
remember.
it's kind of like it's like a porous stone is what's in there.
The sustenance. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, and right here, it's got a little Schrader valve. Where you go like this,
Right.
and you just pop it, and if there's any water in there, it'll come right out.
Very cool.
Yeah, you
Very
buy them at Harbor Freight for $6.
Very cool. Well, they having a sale this weekend, so maybe I'll check it out.
And it don't weigh that much,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when you're spraying, especially if you're spraying a car,
Right.
you got a big old gun on there. But these little things are not that bad.
Guys, let me catch up with the chats real quick. Jack Snavely, he says, well, he didn't say anything, but he has a smiley face and a couple other characters, but usually says hi all and all around the world. And Greg Biswick, he says, thanks to Howard for his paint and finish post on Stunthangar. Makes us novices feel not so stupid. So Howard missed that. I'll have to tell him when he comes back in. And then we have Jim Lynch. You got that? All right. And we have Joanne Lynch, which says, hello, Dennis, Jim, and I miss seeing you guys. Joe.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim and Joanne. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. And
Indeed.
everybody else who's come in, I appreciate that. Greg Biswick and Jack. And hey, Joe Mata. He says, I'm fourth, LOL. My friend Joe and I, we just have so much fun out there flying together. And that's so funny, Joe, that I didn't see your name the first time. We went out flying today, and he didn't get a chance to fly. I was flying his plane. So we had
You got another plane besides that Strega?
Yeah, actually, I'm turning my attention to back to my SV11, my electric plane. Yeah, I'm taking stock in all my planes. There's a Tudor 2 that I could get back on the deck pretty quickly, but the SV11 is what I'm going to be focusing on, getting that going again. I'm going to probably cut off the front of the Strega at the high point of the wing and just build a whole new front end and then just reattach it. But I'm not going to do that right away. I got other irons in the fire. I got to finish Precious Balsa.
Yeah.
That's going to be more of what I'm going to focus on. If I got a lot going on, but that's what I'd like to do is get Precious Balsa built before Las Vegas.
There was 3 of us. It was Wesley Dick, Jeff Traxler, and me, and David. Gosh, it's Felenek. He's from Pennsylvania. He's got a Strega, like what you had, Charles. But he put them bi-directional flaps on his Strega. He was out there at Brodack with it. I don't know if you saw it.
I don't know if I saw that.
If
But
he
you
was
have
out there.
can you show us that bi-directional flap? Because some people might not know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about,
Who,
but
me?
I don't know. Yeah. Do you have one you can show us that's already built? Because I'm sure it's going over some people's heads. They don't know what it is.
Okay, make me big again.
You are big.
I know, I gained a lot of weight. There it is.
All right.
These are the hinges.
Right.
Right here's a cap. 2 little screws come out, and then I can pull the rod out of it,
right.
which is carbon fiber rod. And when you're flying along, let's see here, these move. It looks like a Fowler flap when it's flying, when they move.
Yeah, it reminds me of a commercial airplane when you see the
Fowler flap. But there, maybe that would be better how to show it. Now maybe turn it like this. There you go. Now every time you move, these open up. You see?
Yeah.
Along with the flap. And it is this, by the time it is heavy, by the time you get all these hinges on, but it really adds a lot more weight to the rear of the center of gravity, which I didn't really take in consideration of that. I still got to strip these. I haven't stripped them yet.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what it is.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yep, can't wait to get it done. That'd be kind of cool. You know what's weird?
What's that?
Because I never even messed with this plane, and all of a sudden something told me, hey, let's do something with it. And lo and behold, I talked to Wesley Dick last week because I ordered me 2 more of them hinge kits because I'm going to build 2 more airplanes with them. And his birthday's coming up.
Yes,
And it's kind of
Sunday.
weird how all of a sudden, his 90th birthday. Now I'm doing something. So I hope I get it done. I'm not going to rush it, but I should have it completed for when I go to the Nats. Kind of pay some homage.
yes,
to him,
absolutely. Yes.
So kind of excited about getting it done. Maybe if it's light enough, I'll be able to fly in a competition for real.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
good. That's a very good
That's the
goal to have.
goal. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd love to
That's
fly it in a competition, and
absolutely. That's having a goal of to fly in a competition will move your building and move your maneuvers, much quicker. If a person does not have a contest in the near future, they'll just go, well, I'll do it later, or I'll get it next flight. And it's like it never happens. But having that end date where it's that contest really helped me. I remember having pressure to learn the hourglass and to learn the 4-leaf clover because there was a contest I wanted to have a chance to compete at. When I was learning the pattern, it just helped me really compress time frames.
during my contest, I get real high anxiety. I have like almost an anxiety panic attack, So
Yeah.
I've been working on it, but sometimes I'll forget a maneuver because of it. I found a way that helped me. I got my earphone on,
Right.
and I got it plugged into my phone, and then I got a friend that's on the phone on the outside of the circle, and he's telling me which maneuver is next.
Oh,
Or
okay.
if the plane goes around like I'm trying to trim it out,
Right.
we can talk while I'm flying, and I'm like, that's really been helping.
My friend and I, Joe Mata, we talked about doing that, but we just haven't never done it. So Joe, we got to do that.
It works. My buddy says, no, there's going to be too much noise. There isn't. There's 80% noise blockout when I'm flying, because I got my earplugs with my mic here,
Right.
It really works. There's no interference, or it's just like he's right there in the center of the circle with me.
That's a good idea. I got to do it.
Yeah, like most guys, I've seen guys take their score sheet and look at it to see what maneuver they're doing next. Me, I can't do that. I'm trying to go in a circle, because I love old time stunt. I just love it. And the last time I did old time stunt at the Nats, it was so windy. There's only like 6 people, and one of my flights, everybody thought I invented a new maneuver.
Oh,
I didn't crash, and but yeah, it's so much fun. I just love that old time stunt.
that's a good pattern to learn as you're increasing your maneuvers. The old time pattern stunt really lends itself to a new person.
Yeah, I got a Stuka with a 25 on it. It's a real super lightweight airplane. It's like, God, I can barely feel it on my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like that or not.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my first contest, I did the square eights lazy square eights.
Wow.
And everybody said, what kind of maneuver was that?
Wow.
I didn't know anything about stunt eights, so I did my round eights like lazy eights, and then I did my square eights like lazy eights, and everybody was like, wow, what was
that? Yes.
I did my overheads that way too. I did everything
that
way. Oh boy.
Some of the judges call that Xing your intersections.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Dennis has seen that a number of times, right, Dennis, being a judge?
I don't know that I've ever seen a square lazy eight. Let's put it that.
So it goes like this, you go up, across.
Yeah, I
down,
know,
across.
I know what it would look like, but
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people think that would actually be more difficult because you're diving into the intersection instead of climbing through the middle intersection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And certainly the round lazy eight in the old time pattern, when you get that X out of it and you start bringing the loops in, to where they're really
Yeah, it gets
tangent.
tougher.
That's a tough maneuver to do
Yeah,
well. It
for
is
sure.
so easy to mess up that intersection, make it too flat or exit or something like that. And the square lazy eight would be just more of the same, except it would be easy to get that intersection vertical, wouldn't it? But
Yeah, Dennis, I remember Fred Tellier was judging that contest, and when I landed, he goes, "What the hell was that?"
I could see him saying that. His hair kind of fluttering. What was that?
Yeah, Freddie with the big hair.
Yeah, big hair with the big hair and the mustache and everything like that. Yeah, yeah.
Afro Freddie. Oh, yeah.
Does anybody have any suggestions for the anxiousness or anxiety of flying maneuvers during a contest? Anybody
There's
have any
really no, for me, there's just no, I mean, I still get nervous sometimes and stuff like that. That to me, there's just no substitute for just doing the job. Just do the pattern.
Yeah.
Remind yourself it's just another flight. All right.
Yep.
It really is. It's like, okay,
Sure.
I'm just let's just go fly a flight. Don't think about the judges or anything like that. Think about your airplane. Think about the wind, what you're going to do. Do you have to make any adjustments as you go? Focus on flying the airplane. You'll forget anybody's watching you.
Yep.
I don't know. The only way you're going to beat back the anxiety is to basically don't let it take a grip on you. So I know that and 10 cents will buy you a free cup of coffee, I'm sure, but
No, it's
but
that's a good suggestion.
it's kind of like Charles is saying, it's like, you practice for the pattern and everything like that. And you go out and you fly the pattern and it's like, where did the judges come in? They just happen to be there. Your job is to go out and fly the pattern. That's all. Just like you did it, the last week before and everything like that. Just go do it.
Right.
Just like yesterday.
Yep.
It's like yesterday.
Just like tomorrow. So.
And
I think it's the point of being there on the spotlight, on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For me.
Like myself, when I'm out there, the anxiety or anxiousness, if I feel that coming on, I just kind of remind myself, it's okay, it's going to go away. And it usually goes away.
Yeah.
I don't let it, get a hold of me. Now for me, it's not an issue for me because when I used to speak in front of audiences, I had those feelings anyway. So I actually enjoy competing because it gets me back to that anxiety I used to have, kind of excitement that now I find I enjoy. I know it's kind of sick, but I kind of enjoy it. So now I don't really have much anxiety or trepidation when I'm doing the pattern. I mean, maybe when I'm, but if you practice like you're going to compete at a competition all the time. So when you're out at the competition, it's just like you practice. I practice signaling the judge. I try to, when I haven't done a pattern in some time, but when I was flying patterns, I would talk, I go, okay, you got to take off. Okay. You got 5 laps. Okay. And then I do the reverse wing over. Okay. Next is the 3 inside loops. And I'm just talking myself through the pattern when I'm practicing. And then when I'm at a contest, I'm doing the same thing. So a lot of the nervousness kind of is minimized because it's not that different, except for the surroundings are different.
Well, I don't know. My dad used to have a saying, he says, if you're not getting a little nervous when you go out to fly, it means you don't care.
Yeah,
If you don't care, what the hell you doing there? You know?
That's right.
right.
So, think, a little bit of nervousness, excitement, a little bit of charge is good. It's really good for you. Now, one other thing, and again, I'm going to build on what you just said. When I go out to fly, I fly stunt patterns, period. And I fly my 6 laps before my wing over, and I fly 7 laps inverted, and I set up my landing, when I'm ready for the motor to quit and things like that. I do all the things exactly the same as I would do on contest day. All right. I've seen some guys, not very many, frankly, but I've seen some guys go out and they'll do a whole flight of like round loops and square loops and stuff and go back, do some more round. They won't even do complete patterns. I have no comprehension of what they're trying to accomplish. It's totally foreign to me. Some of those people are pretty successful and good for them, but you got to be ready to, when you go to fly the stunt pattern, you get one chance to fly the maneuver. Fly it correctly, fly it in the right sequence. So you're practicing the sequence too. So you don't remember what maneuver you're doing. You just do it as a natural course of breathing. I did this, now I do that.
Right.
Yeah,
because if you've been doing it all the same for years and years and years and years, you're generally not going to bugger it up.
Yeah. So I do have some trouble. I still have to remind myself of what I'm doing when I'm doing the old time pattern. I haven't been flying old time very much, and I don't practice it very much. But
my
I still
problem
have
is
to have
doing
someone tell me
normal
what to
stunt.
do on the old time.
You guys stepped on each other's words. Go ahead,
Go ahead,
first, Lynn. Go ahead, Lynn.
No, I was just going to say, I have trouble flying regular stunt the day after flying old time. I find that very difficult for me.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one time I was at Brodax and I'm standing getting ready for my flight, and Naomi was standing beside me, and I just had a mental breakdown because I couldn't remember how many squares to do or how many loops to do. I can't remember what it was now, but it was like, how many do I do? And she just looked at me like, what's your problem? What do you mean you don't know how many loops to do? I said, I don't remember. Like, how many loops do I do? Do I do 2 or 3?
Yeah, because you do 5 in the old time, right?
Yeah, it just screwed me right around. It was like the next day, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm standing there getting ready to fly stunt and couldn't remember the pattern.
what's the fun and the challenge of flying at a place like the Brodak meet? Because you're flying a profile and a classic, then a old time, and then a maybe a ringmaster, and then finally a pampa. Yeah. And it's like, number one, where do you find time to have it, meaningful practice with every one of those the week before you go, right?
Yeah,
and you put one away and you say, all right, I got to forget all about that. And what's this? Oh yeah, I remember what this one flies like. So
yeah.
And if you really want to mess yourself up, I did this at Brodak a couple of times. I flew the same airplane in old time, and then the next day flew it in classic.
Oh, yeah, that'll do you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're already set up to do classic again.
Yeah, well, it's like, I'm going to do the old time pattern, but now I got the old time airplane. I'm going to go fly the modern pattern with it. It's like, and again, that's the single-minded practice and stuff like that. This airplane, okay, I do climb and dive. I do 5 loops, and then I whip it inverted, and things like that.
I carry this in my flight box.
That's an idea.
With the pattern, every maneuver in order and how many. That stays in my flight box. So I review it,
Yeah.
Well,
you need to have, like in the NFL, how they have the quarterbacks have that thing on their forearm.
Oh yeah.
It'd be cool if we had something like that.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, just ask Tom Brady, can you borrow his when he gets done with it?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, my first name's Tom.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Hey, that's it. Tom, you do that in no time. You too can be the GOAT.
Yeah, it's exactly.
I don't know
Right?
about, I don't know
Yeah.
about, I don't know about all that. That's a goat. No,
I just can't do it.
yeah. You guys are, man, I watch you guys fly and I'm just like, I dream to get there one day.
Oh, you will.
Well-
Just keep pushing and never give up. If you never give up, you'll arrive there at your destination.
You never give up.
Yeah.
Nah, you
Yeah.
gotta be kind of a smart butt. If you'll apart, you catch my word there about what you're doing too. I was flying in the national sailplane competition, lining up in my flight group. And I just go around, we're just sitting there, waiting our turn to go to the winches and stuff. I says, well, gee, let's see. I got, Daryl Perkins, twice world champion, Joe Wirtz, your reigning national champion, and this guy, LSF level 5, this guy's got LSF level 5 twice. So they're all thinking the same thing. Darn, we got to fly against Guinness. It's like that cartoon, The Last Great Act of Defiance, with the mouse that's about to get devoured by the eagle.
Very good.
You got it. There is a place for divas in stunt. All right.
Absolutely. That's
This
great.
is a performance art. All right. It's not a mechanical thing, even though you practice mechanically and stuff. At some point, the thing that takes your flying and moves it to the next level is doing all of the technical aspects in an artistically pleasurable manner. So people look at that and say, I am really glad I saw that. All right.
It's
Yeah.
true.
At least that's the goal.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly. I appreciate that.
That's what I say every time I go and watch.
Let me interrupt for a second. Hey, Bob Brooks, can
Yeah.
you, you're a little bit, it's kind of hard to see your face because it's kind of dark.
I think you got the light. Shut.
Yeah, you got a light in front.
Just a second.
Okay, here.
There we go.
Better.
That looks better.
I don't know. Maybe we should turn the light back off. Oh, I'm sorry.
He's just kidding, Bob.
I'm sorry. I'm teasing you. So what the
Yeah.
heck?
But it's probably true.
All right.
We
I don't know if you
just
guys
talking
probably
about
never
it.
met, right? Bob Brooks. This is Bob Brooks from California, not the
Yeah.
Bob Brooks in Florida, but the Bob Brooks that's in California. And then that's Dennis Adamison, Bob. You know that's
Yeah,
Dennis.
yeah, I know Dennis.
That's
and
it.
then I'm Charles Carter.
Yep. I recognize it.
Some days.
I don't know. After my comment, I think Bob is writing my name on his sleeve or something like that. Remember it, somebody to get back at.
I don't remember any names. Got too old to remember.
Good thing.
names.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
just remember, my name is Leonard Burrell. Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
there you go, Lenny.
Yeah. Thanks.
Who loves you, baby?
I know you do, Dennis. It's all good.
Hey, what happened to John Miller? He snuck out of here without saying goodbye. Wonder what happened to him.
Maybe his
I don't
pizza
know.
burned or something.
Maybe he's got the pizza going or something. Who knows?
Mhm.
And hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see here. Anyways. I was talking to Gerald Champ today because I was looking at my Strega, and I like I said, and it was his idea or his suggestion, which I'm going to take advantage of, is to cut the fuselage off at the high point of the wing and then just build a whole new front part of the
half.
fuselage. Yeah. And then reattach it. So I got that idea from Gerald. If Gerald's listening, I want to make sure he knows that I giving him credit for that idea, that suggestion. And
Well,
we
the
have
good
go ahead.
I was just going to say the good news with that is if you're confident your wing and stab is aligned and everything like that, that's one less thing to worry about. Maybe take a page from Sparky's book and strip the paint, or is that still iron on? Is that
It's iron on. Yeah. So
okay? Strip it down.
Take it
Maybe you
all
can
off.
fiberglass it back or something like that and recover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Very,
sounds,
very good. Yeah, I'm gonna that's in that. I'll get to that someday kind of thing. I have so many other things to do instead of that one, but that's how I will rectify that plane. Is that hey, I have a comment here on the chat box from Dennis H. He says pizza, yeah, LOL. And then Gordon Delaney, he says Bob. I think he's talking to you, Bob Brooks.
Yeah,
Did you tell me that was a Tony wing with different tips?
yeah, it's the same as the Tony wing, and the tips have changed, and I changed the rake of the flaps a little bit to look a little bit more like a P-40.
All right. Hey, so obviously, Gordon, you did see the show and tell part of the show, Gordon. Just let me know if you did see it. Anyways, that's good.
Is Gordon there?
Yeah, we have some people, Bob, that are watching us on YouTube, and they actually can type in the chat box in their YouTube channel and communicate with us. So I have the show where it's a combination of I keep an eye on the chats, and when they ask questions or comments, I make that a part of the show.
I see.
So I try not to ignore you guys and try not to ignore those guys so that we have a show. If I ignore them, then that has another problem where they start talking to each other and I can't get their attention again.
Hey, Charles, but
Yes, Hannah.
Gordon on YouTube? Because Bob asked about Gordon.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, so Gordon Delaney is watching us on YouTube. This show is being streamed live on YouTube, and then we have an audience. Right now, our audience is about 26 people. And so they're watching us. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them that are communicating, but there's others that are just watching right now live. And of course, the show will have replays where it might, be up to 200-300 in a week or so views. But of course, those people who are watching it after the live can't provide us any questions or comments live. It's
You know how it gets to 300? It's because of all of us good-looking guys.
That's right, man. That's right. And now I'm gonna make you big so we can get a good example of what we're
Oh
talking
my
about.
God. Don't you dare.
This is why we get the
Oh,
Killing me, Charles.
Hey, we got this. Hey, we got talent here. I'm sure Naomi
man.
would agree with that assessment. You were good looking.
Now, that would be different if when Naomi was on screen, that you'd be honest. But with me, it's a little shaky.
hey, Charles, I got an idea.
What's up, Gary?
Put your Stragon mothballs and hang it on the ceiling and go to the other planes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah, trust me, Gary, I am. I'm not going to. I think that, I know I've been too guilty of. I mean, that plane has. I mean, like I said, I've logged like 560 to 500 to 570 flights. I've logged, and there's a lot of flights that did not log. So
It's just broken in.
yes, so.
You
Yeah,
see,
I need-
Charles, I love rebuilding airplanes. So my deal would be with that one is I would take the wing and salvage as many of the tails as you could and just put a brand new fuselage on it. Build it nice and straight. It would be like a brand new model.
Yeah.
All you need is a
In
fuselage.
fact, you can get helped out. Can't you buy an arc fuselage?
Yeah, but then I'm gonna have a heavy plane again.
Yeah, that's not
No,
the best.
just the fuselage.
Then I'm gonna have a heavy. I'm still gonna have a heavy airplane. The whole thing is, the whole construction is heavy. Lynn had weighed his ARF. You have an ARF or ARC that you have?
I have an arc. I have an arc.
An arc.
And he weighed it, and they're super heavy.
Yeah, they are heavy. No doubt about it. But but you and I know enough to put a lot of power in them too, because of the fact that they are heavy.
Exactly. But
I'm
that
not
weight
going to take,
still-
I'm not going to take an arc Strega and put anything less than a Rojet 76 in it, ever.
Yeah,
Because I know anything else is going to be marginal for power.
exactly. Now, if I'm sorry, the gentleman's name. I had a guy roll up on me at the flying field 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he told me he had a Strega ARF or ARC, and he was going to put a 40 in it, 40,
Yeah, no,
46.
he's not.
And I told him,
That would
told
be a
him-
running stand.
no, you need to put the biggest thing you have. And I said, this is a Stalker 81. And he's like,
Yeah.
wow. I said, yeah, Stalker 81. So put the biggest, baddest motor you can.
Yeah, but you put a 40 in that thing and you've got something that's just about a step above a tethered car.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, it's something you definitely have to put a big thing in it. Now, Dennis Adamison, he typed in there, hello, Joanne and Jim. Good to hear from you. Missing you too. So we can actually go the other way too. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Dennis.
Mhm. Well, Joanne and Jim are really, really nice people, and I do miss them. I haven't seen them since Brodak's, probably the last Brodak meet. And maybe after, no, wait, I think Jim did come to a couple of nationals, but yeah, I have not seen him for a very long time. So it's just really, hoping we can see him at Brodak this year. So.
Yeah, I might have met Jim Lynch at Brodak's in 2000.
You almost certainly did. Yeah, he was a regular there for a long time.
He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe I did see him and meet him there. One of these days, I have to make a photo album of I have a lot of pictures from Brodak's, and you guys could help me identify some people I've forgotten their names that they probably told me their name when I met them. And I got a bunch of pictures of people. I don't know who they are. So that'd be kind of neat to show that picture. And John Miller is back.
Where did you go?
I told you just went out for pizza. So.
No, actually, one of my cats crawled in behind the cabinet here and bumped my plug out.
Oh.
And so I had to move everything and so I could get in there and plug it back in.
Wow.
And then when I got it back in and running, of course, I had to go through the whole thing and it still wasn't right. So I had to back out completely and reload everything and back in. So here I am.
Oh man, that's
See how hard I worked to get here to see.
I know. I appreciate that. I'm amazed your cat pulled it out. Does not want you to watch. Doesn't want you to be part of the show.
I guess so.
I'm amazed. He just wants your attention.
I can just imagine a cat sitting in the corner laughing their tails off. All right. So
yeah,
hey, let's do that again. Hey.
I got to figure out how to block them so they can't get in there.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, right.
Amazing. That is amazing.
So what did I miss? Anything interesting?
Well, tell me, did you see the show and tell of Bob Brooks's B40?
I did. I was in the middle of that when I got bumped out.
You was in the middle of that. Oh, okay.
And then Tom Creasy, is he still here? Did he show his?
Yeah, he showed his after that.
Oh, okay.
So after
I
Tom
missed that one.
After Tom Creasy did that, then
talking about doping.
Oh yeah, then we started talking about, actually Howard talked about a way to apply the dope to polyspan so it doesn't get drenched and soaked up with all kinds of polyspan method. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. What's the secret on that? Use hairspray first.
Tissue on top of it.
Tissue on top of it?
Yeah. Drag toilet paper off on the top of it, and your brush, you keep loading up with the dope.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. So you can drag your dope on.
I'll be darned.
As opposed to brushing it in.
Well, I was wondering whether or not, like, you could take some cheap hairspray and spray on it real quick to just kind of seal it and then put the dope on top of that.
That would probably work too, so it doesn't soak
No.
in.
I just put the dang thing in a spray gun and I spray it on.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I don't know,
there's
Tom.
27
I do-
27 different ways to skin a cat, and one of my cats almost got to try them all out.
Tom, I do remember my brother spraying an airplane that he had covered with silk, and he was going to beat that dope going through the silk thing. So he used a spray gun. And I remember him spraying the clear on one side and watching it come out the other side. All right.
Oh,
So he didn't quite get what he was shooting for, shall we say? You
No
know,
pun intended.
that's it. That's
it
it.
all depends how close
always
you are
told
and
you
how
you're
much
supposed to-
air pressure you're running.
You know, none of us
I
ever
always told
get
you
in this
supposed to-
game what we're shooting for. Like, I mean, I'm trying to cover my new airplane and I'm having struggles like you wouldn't believe. And I've done this for a zillion years too. And it's not working worth a damn today. You know, it's like, I didn't want to cover the airplane with just silk span. I wanted it to be a little more durable. So I covered the open bays with polyspan first. Well, now I've got the airplane almost completely silk spanned on top of the polyspan. I've added almost 5 ounces to the airplane.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
I've done is I haven't even put a coat of clear over the whole thing yet. All
Wow.
I've done is put the tissue on and the polyspan on, and I've gone from a 30-ounce airplane to almost a 35-ounce airplane.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Murphy says it adds 2 ounces. It
Yeah,
adds 2 ounces to the finish just using polyspan.
Okay.
But
Len,
I
this
didn't
one,
even do everything in polyspan. I just did the parts where it was open.
this will help a little bit on the solid wood areas. This is on the bear.
Yes, on the
Yeah,
bed.
okay, so you have a lot of solid wood areas. Now that you
Yes.
got the silk span on it, make your next coat pure thinner and rub it
Okay.
with your fingers.
Okay.
And just keep doing it. And what you're trying to try to do is pull the dope that's underneath up through the paper
Oh, okay.
and sand that off. You might be able to do it one more time after that.
Okay.
And in a perfect universe, you'll literally be removing material
Yeah,
as
like you're
you pull
bringing
it
it
up.
back up to the surface, literally.
Yeah, how much
You
did you
see-
have on the wood to start with?
3 coats.
Damn straight it'll work.
All right. I'm gonna
Won't
try
help,
that
won't do
tomorrow.
anything obviously for the open bays of the poly span, but wherever there's wood, you
Yeah.
should be able to take some out.
Yeah, I'm at least 1 coat for sure. That's a great
Mhm,
idea. Thanks, Dennis. That'll help. Okay.
I would suggest if you're going to use polyspan to use monocoat over the top of it.
Yeah, I'm taking this airplane to the Nats. I really don't want a monocoat finish. I mean,
Are you going to the Nats?
Well, if you do the job right, I mean,
I don't care. You know what? You can say what you want, but in most cases, the judges give you less. They just do.
I know they
And
do.
that-
They
You
shouldn't,
know,
but they
it's
do.
just the way it is. I took
And
one,
you
my
can
first,
you can use Phil Cartier's film, put it on there and paint that.
yeah. But I'm
Don't
not too
do
worried
anything.
about it. I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I've got. That's all,
All right.
you know.
Well, if we ever get any bright sunny days, you'll be able to bake some of that 5 ounces out too.
I
You
mean,
know
it
that's
is
the
only
truth.
5 ounces. It's not 10. I mean, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's just that here I was with my 30-ounce airframe thinking I could put a 7-ounce finish on it, but not happening.
Mhm.
Mix a little ink in with your clear and do a clear finish, a transparent finish on it.
I've already got the plan as to what I'm gonna put on it for finish, so I can't really do that either.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay, but I appreciate the thought. That's a good idea. You know, there's all
Because
kinds of ways to make them lighter. But the thing is I'm trying to get a few appearance points too. So
Well, you're up that proverbial creek without that paddle.
yeah, I am. But that's okay. Like I say, I guess I'm getting a little bit picky because really I should be happy if it comes in at 60 ounces or 62 ounces and not worry about it. But you know, I listen to people all the time going on about, oh, it's gotta be lighter, it's gotta be lighter, it's gotta be lighter. Well, you know what? It's pretty tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I believe there's an optimal weight for every.
Most
size
definitely.
weight.
Most
There's not-
definitely.
Yeah, and that optimal weight is what you want to hit. You need to do a lot of building to figure out what that is. But for instance,
It is 14 points. Is that the least amount of points for in appearance judging?
No, the least amount is like 0. No, no,
you'll get 10 usually.
yeah,
at the worst.
yeah, most judges will give you 10 if you try.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen some planes getting 6 appearance points, but they were just so, I mean, it just, the modeler did not care. I mean, they brought an airplane that they just did not care. They could have done something, you know, to make it look presentable. And I mean, they just did not show respect to the event. So they got hammered with 6 points just because of, you know.
Worst I ever got was 8 points. I told somebody that I could have brought the box it came in and got more points.
Well, I've only been there once and I had an iron-on covered airplane and I got 15, so I shouldn't complain.
No, that's pretty decent, actually.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 14.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Hines is in the house.
Steve's in the house.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Hey,
house.
Steve.
How's it going,
I have,
guys?
I have some comments. Let me catch up on the comment chat box, everybody. Gary Sinclair says, hi, everyone, and he has a smiley face. And then Gordon Delaney, he says, yes, you can do compound curves. Polyspan is easier than silk span.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, the way he
Well,
does it.
Yeah, because it don't rip. I mean, you can really stretch the crap out of polyspan, you know?
Exactly.
Okay.
Who wants to use polyspan? You, Len?
Well,
Nobody.
I was always, I got the little sheet from Tom Morris when I bought it. He said basically it's not much good for compound curves like wingtips. So I never tried it. Apparently you can.
Oh yeah. All you got to do is what I do is use Sig Sticks it around the edges. You want a curve? I
Yeah.
do it all over the whole thing. And then just heat it up with your iron like you're doing monocoat. Stretch it right over, iron it down, you're done.
Okay. Well, now I know.
You can use a heat gun, but you really got to have tough fingers.
Yeah.
Because, boy, it gets hot real quick with a heat gun.
But
Yeah,
I
let
just
me
use
interrupt- let me interrupt for a second, you guys. Bob Brooks, were you trying to say something, Bob?
No, I was just going to tell that the numbers of this P40 is the same as the Tony was. The distance from the elevator horn to the flap horn is exactly the same, and from the elevator horn to the back plate of the spinner exactly the same. Oh, the numbers are all the same as the Tony, and it flies just like the Tony.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then Mark Lumen says, like has been given. Thank you, Mark. And then Greg Biswick says the average weight at the Nats last year was over 66 ounces. Sparky's
Wow.
Tucker was second lightest at 58 ounces. And then
Okay.
Greg Biswick goes on to say, you use a heat gun to pull curves with polyspan.
Yep.
And then he goes on to say, Sparky has a great how-to video on polyspan.
Okay.
And welcome, Bob Whitley.
Hey, guys.
From Canada. So Bob Brooks, we have two guys from Canada. We have Lynn Burrell and Bob Whitley. These two are from Canada. So
Oh, okay.
Although we're a long ways apart, a couple of
Yes,
thousand
we
miles.
are. He's on the west side and I'm on the east side.
oh, so we got Canada covered from coast to coast.
Pretty much. If we got Chris Cox on, we'd have almost full coverage.
Well,
Wow.
then if you get the guy up in what is it, Yellowknife,
Yeah, that's
then you'd have about most of it.
Pretty much, yep.
You just be missing New Brunswick and the Newfoundland.
Maritimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I like that fleet behind you, and
Yeah, that's quite the fleet you got back there.
Yeah, it looks
That's
pretty
just
good.
a few of them around here. There's some more there.
Let me make it big here, Bob. Hang on.
Yeah, I like eye candy.
So I
There's
see
a few
the
behind me and then around the corner.
I like that bent wing thing you got up there. What is that?
Corsair.
That's
Oh,
an
it looks
RC
like a
Corsair. That's a old top
Oh.
flight kit with a
Well,
60 in it.
that's a F4UJ.
Yeah,
that
and I haven't flown that one yet. Actually, it still needs some work. I took it over from someone else. A pretty poor building job, so I don't trust it. Tail's pretty weak in it.
I see an old Nobler up there.
Yeah, actually,
that a
that one
Pathfinder?
that one I got to finish. That's the one with the wankle.
Okay.
very cool.
And then I got another sort of Nobler there that it was just given to me. And
Okay.
it's kind of in Ukrainian colors. And I'm thinking I've got a Russian engine. I might put it on that and paint on the nose captured Russian engine.
Russian.
I like that. Very good, Bob.
And
Russian engine.
I see the SV11.
yeah, that's one of them. And beneath that, if I ever get working on it again, is my original Chipmunk from the early 70s that I'd built. Below that is my Smoothie. And then I got
Get that Mac decal off of there. We don't support them.
and then I got my old venerable combat kit, and that thing I built probably about 1974. We got hundreds of flights on it, and it survived. Its twin ship out of the 2-pack didn't. And then there I got a stack of RSTs and
Nice.
a pit special. There's a SIG SPAD that I flew slow combat with in the 70s. So I've rebuilt that. Didn't take much. It wasn't all that bad, but just got to put a bit of paint on it, go fly it. The yellow Bipe there is, I think that was my 4th airplane ever. And that's a Sterling Great Lakes biplane.
Oh,
And that was my mom's favorite airplane. So it's going on the wall. I'll never fly it again now that
Very
she's gone.
cool.
And then up overhead, I've got a RC SIG Cadet. And in another room, I've got a couple more RC models and then a few that I've got on the go. So lots of
busy.
toys. Yeah. Then I was a bit late coming on because I was bidding on a couple of Super Dagger 60s. I missed the one. I had new computer and a different servers provider, so I wasn't sure on my speed. So I bid at 30 seconds and I should have bid at 5 because I got beat on the one.
How much
the
did
other
they
one
go for?
It was a brand new one. It went for 130 something Canadian.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but what kind of Super Tiger 60?
It's a V60
Oh,
with the muffler lugs.
Nice. Nice.
That's a good deal,
But
that
I
is.
missed that one, but I got another one that's used. Doesn't look too bad. And as far as a V60 goes, even if it is shot, bearings are readily available. And I'll just pick up a Gardner piston and liner set for it. I ended up getting that with shipping for $105 Canadian.
Wow.
Okay.
Very good.
Because my 56s, the problem with them is when they wear out, I can't get parts for them. I mean, piston rings don't exist.
Right.
Well, who was
So-
the people who took over the Bowman piston ring service?
RJMs, I think RJM. I can
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
you.
they're advertised on Stunthangar, but you might be able to get rings for the Tiger 60s or so well known and stuff. You could probably get a ring for it if you wanted it.
RMJ
Yeah, well,
Machine,
these are for the 56s.
RMJ Machine Works.
Yeah.
Machine Works. Okay.
RMJ Machine Works. I just
You
got,
could
I
probably
got
get
my
it for
ring
the
from
old
him
51.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, because the 56 came in 3 variations that I know of. One
Mhm.
didn't have rings, and one was single ring, and one is double ring. I've got 3 of them. One of them I haven't torn into to see, but one of mine has double rings, and one of them that I got from Randy actually has a single ring. It's
And
pretty
you say-
strong. My double ring one's a bit weak though.
Mhm.
If you get a hold of RMJ, he has all the old whatever.
RMJ or RJM?
RMJ.
RMJ. Okay.
If you you get a hold of him, he has all of Bowman's old stuff, and they'll knock you a ring out.
Yeah, he probably
Oh, that's
has
cool.
what it takes to put him up. Yeah.
How much, you got a 56 and then you got a 60. That 60 isn't too much higher. Wouldn't you be able to use the ring off of the 60 and all you have to do is just get the end gap?
No, not compatible
Redone?
because the diameter for the spring back on it, too much tension. The 60 is a bigger
Too
diameter to
much
start
tension
with.
on it?
Yeah, it's just too much tension on them apparently, according to Randy and
okay.
Paul and other guys that have worked on them. And I checked with Brian, and he never did do anything for a 56. So I'm waiting on Brian too to get back to me on. He's supposed to be doing a 2-year delayed run on Super Dagger C35 piston and cylinder assemblies. And he's wanting to
Really?
do both the stunt and the combat ones. So I want to get a couple of stunts and a combat one. I got about half a dozen C35s.
Yeah, I have about 2 or 3, or maybe 3 of those. I'd like to get a kit from him. That'd be great.
Write him and email him and give him some encouragement to get on the bandwagon with it, Charles.
All right.
Because the number of orders he's got in is going to influence where it comes in the queue.
All right. Hey, Mark.
So
listen,
on
thanks
Monday
for
night,
being-
Monday night, I'm going to have a big surprise for you guys.
All right. We're gonna hold you to
It'll
it.
be one hell of a show and tell.
All right. All right. We're gonna hold you to it.
Awesome.
Just a little hint. You got to love sparkers and old timers.
Oh,
I
wow.
love sparkers. I'm gonna have one of these days and I'm gonna fly it an old time.
I got one in my car.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, supplied by the Detroit, eh?
Yeah.
If I ever come across one, I'm gonna buy it.
I have a comment from Greg Biswick. He says, you'll be very lucky to get a gardener set. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And then he goes on to say, all Brian's stuff comes from the, wait for it, Ukraine.
Oh, really? Well, I sure hope if that's the case, he finds an alternate on it because my God, I love his work. I've got 2 sets of them now for my foxes.
Hey, how did you make your plane holders?
Oh, I just took 2x3s, drilled 5/8" holes in them and stuck dowels in.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Just
I
wooden
use
dowels?
3/4. Yeah.
Just wooden dowels, and when I get around to it on whatever type of covering I've got, I just shove the foam half-inch pipe
wraps.
insulators over it.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Yeah.
Build a top one and then make the next one spaced out for another size plane? And
No, I just
I just
evenly
make them a
spaced
foot
them.
apart.
Yeah, I did
Foot
about the
apart?
same,
Okay.
about a foot apart, and whatever it works out to. And if you got a really big plane with long gear, well, you just skip one.
I made mine, Gary, out of PVC pipe.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
Mark.
whole works in here might have taken me an hour to make. No big deal.
yeah, I need to make some. I just wonder about the.
Did you drill through the holes in your 2x3s or did you use a Forstner?
No, I drilled stop holes.
You
I-
used a
I,
Forstner
I
bit?
used a Brad point with stop holes in it.
Okay,
They're a little bit tight. You got to kind of twist them in, which is good
yeah.
because
Yeah.
dowels, you buy dowels at Home Depot, and they're all there. You can't count on uniform diameter on any milled wood from a store like that. So some of them kind of slip in, some of them I got to twist in, but whatever, it works.
Are they an angle a little bit or are they straight?
No, I just did them straight.
Straight.
That's just straight.
I do them straight too. I drill them all the way through and I just put some glue on the end of the dowel and stuff it in. Done.
Yeah, I just stuffed it in and didn't worry about it into stop holes.
Well, if
And
there's
that
ever
way,
any vibration in your room or stuff like that and one comes out, you won't know about it till they all fall down on each other.
Well,
That's
I'm right
cool.
below the bedroom, and if there's any vibration, we're getting way too enthusiastic for our age.
Okay.
Hey, that glue in there is a Lenny lock,
Any lock.
Which?
a Lenny lock.
A Linny lock? Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
whoever's gonna do silk, not silk span, that
Polyspan.
poly span. The next time I do it, I was gonna try the glue stick deal. Where you put the glue stick down and then it'll hold silk and tissue. But I'm wondering if that would hold the poly span.
You know, with the incredible success I had on that fuselage on my profile vector with doing iron-on covering on it with a fully fiberglass fuse with just the one brushed on coat of Stix-It, I can't peel that crap off where I've got the Stix-It without tearing stuff. It's just incredible. So if I use polyspan someday, I'm just going to use that SIG Stix-It. I'm just
Yeah,
done with
that's
it.
what I
Don't worry about it.
That's what I do, but I was thinking a glue stick might be easier if it works, and you just stick it on and let it dry up, you know.
I would want to make sure that the glue and the whatever you use to stick it on like dope doesn't react.
It doesn't with the silk span or silk or tissue. I mean, these guys are doing tissue. They say it bonds right through it. It bonds it just fine.
Really?
Yeah. So
How
I
are
wanna
they
try it.
shrinking their tissue then? Are they
Huh?
doing that after? Are they shrinking their tissue afterwards?
Yep. They get out most of all the wrinkles and work the corners and all that kind of stuff. And you can put it up and down, and then they kind of iron it on, and then they squirt it a little bit.
Spritz it. Yeah, that's right.
Were you talking about with tissue or with silk span,
Oh,
Steve?
With tissue and with silk, light silk.
With silk, okay.
So I'm thinking it would work with polyspan.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
I
does.
wouldn't even put polyspan on my airplane, except the thing is, I'm trying to make it so that it doesn't easily get holes in it like silk
Right.
span. That's
Exactly.
the only reason I put it on at all. I mean, I know like Sparky, I'm sure he just does silk span and goes, that's it. And that's okay. But when my airplanes have to be a little durable. I mean, I have to put them in and out of the car and they get banged around a bit and stuff. I don't want to be patching holes all the time.
What I did on the one Samantha's, or we took and put polyspan over the open bays.
That's what I did on this one.
And then use
So
some
you weren't
dope
here earlier, and what I was saying
blended
is,
all that in, and then went right over everything with silk span.
yeah, that's what I did on this airplane. That's
But
exactly what I did.
What we did is went along with that Stix-It all the way around the edge, ironed it on, used a heat gun, pulled out all the wrinkles and then did our dope around the edges to sand it in, and then put the silk span on it. It worked out great.
Yeah, see,
No, I like that idea.
Well, see,
I came across several rolls of, Len. I came across several rolls of the old Super Coverite and the Silk Spun Coverite. And they're kind of heavy for using, on a whole airplane. But I like that idea of just over the open bays and silk span everywhere else, Len. That might work too.
that's what I did. I put polyspan on the open bays, and then I silk spanned the entire airplane. But what I was saying earlier when you guys weren't here was that it's added 5 ounces to my airplane, and I haven't even started
really?
to finish yet.
Ouch.
So I've gone from a 30-ounce airframe to now a 35-ounce airplane, and I haven't put a coat of dope on it yet.
I don't
Maybe
see
it's
how,
not the way to go.
I don't see how it added that much weight.
Well,
That's how much the polyspan and the silk span weigh. And it was medium silk span, not heavy silk span.
Yeah, I mean, you could weigh, the pieces and see what, it added to
Yeah,
the covering.
My airplane weighed 30 ounces dry with nothing on it.
Yeah.
I put 3 coats of thinned out clear 50-50 on the whole airframe. 3 coats.
Yeah.
Then I poly span just where the open bays were, a 1/2 inch onto the wood, all the way around. The whole, like on the wing panels, on the tail sections, and that's it. Okay, and where the holes are in the fuselage. Then I silk span the whole airplane with medium silk span, and I'm 5 ounces heavier, and I haven't put a coat of dope on this airplane yet.
Right. And I'll tell you what, and that's what I've always said. If you do a silk and dope, or, you know, silk span and dope or whatever, it's going to come out between 12 and 16 ounces. Because when you hear, oh, I got this 6 ounce finish, they don't count what they put on the wood. They don't count what it took to put down the silk span, all that. They talk about when I start spraying, that's the finish. I figure it from when you have bare wood.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm figuring too, from
Yeah,
bare wood.
And you're not going to get it, like I said, if I don't care if Sparky, whatever, he ain't getting a 6 ounce finish from bare wood. You just found out it took 5 ounces just to lay the stuff out.
Well, he doesn't do poly span though. He's just doing silk span.
Yeah, but the poly span, if you haven't put any dope to it yet, that stuff weighs nothing. I bet you that pieces of poly span doesn't even weigh a 1/2 ounce. I mean,
Wow.
you could cut some out and weigh it, see what it weighs. It doesn't weigh anything. It's the dope you stuck on the wood and it sucked it up.
Yeah, it must be the dope that has the weight then. I don't know.
It is.
Dope is thinner.
Yeah.
Guys, let
It's
me
just clear. It's just clear and thinner. Go ahead, Charles.
let me just catch up with the chat box. There's some comments regarding Brian Gardner. I want to, before we move too
Go ahead.
far away from that. So Greg Biswick says, then Dennis H says, I emailed Brian a couple of weeks ago and he was building ST46 and ST60 set waiting lists and made it clear it was all up in the air because of the Ukraine sourcing. Then he goes on to say he had one LA46 set available then. This is a couple weeks ago. And then Greg Biswick says, yes, I just bought 3 LA46 sets from him. And so I guess they are somewhat available, the Brian Gardner sets, if he has already in-house, but he's waiting on sourcing of materials to make new sets. Now, on a different subject, Gordon Delaney, he's saying, Howard, my new profile twin is done. Could you weigh your twin and let me know? Gordy. So we're all caught up on the chats, you guys. We can continue on. And
That kind of sounds like is yours bigger than mine contest.
I'm sure he's, you know what, he just needs to get his new twin to fly as good as that old twin did. That old twin, everybody who's flown it is almost said that's the best flying plane they've ever flown. So he should be concerned about the weight of his new twin compared to the red twin. Hey, Howard, did you hear Gordon's request? You might be eating. Okay.
No,
that's good.
He's peeling off paint mask, I think.
Whatever he's doing, that's below his chin, and we can't see anything below his nose right now.
That's the longest 24-hour paint job I've ever seen in my life.
Depends what time zone you're in.
In any time zone.
Out in the left coast, time works differently, doesn't it?
I guess.
Because they never get the really crappy weather we do.
It looks nice, but
it does.
I just don't know what's paint mask and what's tape and what's paint.
Yeah.
It's hard to make out on there yet.
It's mostly.
So on a bit of a
mask.
different note, sorry, Howard, go ahead.
It's mostly tape and mask.
Right now?
Yeah,
Are you happy with it though?
so far.
Okay, that's all that matters. Good.
So is the mask and stuff coming off tonight, or are you painting?
I hope so. I'm gonna toot on the last color here pretty soon.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're down to the last color, huh?
Yeah.
Good deal. Hey, we may be able to, you gonna do it yet tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll
Stay
get to see,
focused.
we'll get to see it in a little bit.
Well, the unveiling coming up.
Yeah, because I only, what's it, 15 minutes and then you get to pull the mask? Or
Yeah.
20 minutes? Yeah, 15.
1 hour for,
Oh, 1 hour?
tape. 1 hour for tape.
So you're using what, a urethane paint on that, Howard, or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a comment from Greg Biswick. He says, I just recovered my Vector 40 ARF from bare wood, no silk span or dope, to covered dope and painted. 30.15 ounces to 37.5 ounces. So that's like a 7 ounce finish.
Just silk span and dope. Is that what he said?
No, I think,
Let me reread this. From bare wood, no silk span or dope, to covered dope and painted.
Well, he didn't say what he covered it with.
You're right. He didn't say what he covered it with, but it's gone from 30 ounces, 0.15 to 37.5 ounces.
Okay.
So it's gained not quite 7.5 ounces.
Okay, we just need to figure out what he's covering with.
Yeah, then it's clear, then you gotta clear it and everything else, and if it
Keep in mind, a Vector is a lot smaller than my Bear
Yeah.
too.
right, half the size.
Well, not half, but
Yeah.
3/4.
I'm sure Greg will he'll come back, because Greg has been very active tonight. I appreciate all your chats,
right.
you guys.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Mark's on here tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Mark
Right.
was here a second ago.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate my yesterday. Took a commercial student out for a mountain checkout. Did 7.5 hours of airtime on a Cherokee 140. Took him through a pretty lengthy trip. And at the one airport, right tight to a mountain, it was really cool for him because it was crappy. He got that crap beat out of him on approach and takeoff with turbulence. So it was a good experience for him.
That sounds brutal.
What?
It was
what
the
al-
trip that you
what
wouldn't
al-
have wanted
what
to have a
altitude?
passenger on.
What altitude was the airport at? With a one?
Oh, that one wasn't too bad. It was in a valley. We were only about 3,000 feet.
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
140 doesn't have very much power. I wouldn't want to be up too high in the mountains trying to take off and land.
I don't know. The last leg we went
The
over
landing
top
part
of-
usually is pretty good. They always land.
Yeah, well, the last leg there, we wanted to cut the time down a little bit, so just did direct over the top and took that little Cherokee up to 11,000, no problem, and buzzed over. So they're not all that bad of an airplane, really, for performance. I'm not sure if this one's got the 150 or the 160 horse in it,
Oh, okay.
but anyway, it's a pretty decent little airplane. Darn good pilot. I'm going to be sorry to sign him off because I really enjoy flying with him. Young guy. His dad and him went together on the airplane so that he could get his licenses on it. And he's got a job lined up for pipeline patrol right away as soon as I recommend him for his flight tests.
sounds good.
Oh, I got to go to my dinner tonight. for
Okay.
Samantha at that.
How'd that go?
It went real good. It was funny. Well, she's got really two teachers. And the one's a doctor, as his doctor. They call him doctor. But he didn't show up. But she said he's Russian. She said he's a really nice guy and stuff, but he's just afraid that people are gonna, he's been here all of his life, but he is Russian. And I said, hell, it ain't his fault what Putin does over there in Russia.
That's right.
It's like I'm German.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault what Hitler did. He got whatever, but he just, he's afraid of someone starting stuff or whatever. But her other professor is South Korean. And it was funny because they got her up there and he's talking, he goes, well, bring up Samantha. We don't get very many women in the technical engineering field, you know, that it's all guys and we're all geeks. He goes, it's nice to hang out with a woman. You know, but yeah, it's like she's, you know, the only girl in class and stuff. But yeah,
Very
so
cool.
she got her reward, and I got she got her plaque and stuff, and I got a nice dinner and stuff like that. But yeah,
Very cool.
real good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, John, I don't know if you ever sent me your address, but I never received it. I've got that other spool set aside for you for whenever I get down there to pick it up.
That's because I couldn't remember your last name.
Just ask
Whiskey
me.
Hotel, India Tango Lima Echo Yankee.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my address.
You want to put it in the
You want to
chat?
just call it out or send it?
You want to
I'll
put it in the
just
chat
call it
box?
out. I'll just call it out.
Sure. Ready.
It's 187
Yep.
North Center Street, Delta, common spelling, Delta.
Yep.
Utah, 84624.
Is there an Alpha,
Okay.
Utah?
There was,
Or a
but
Bravo Charlie. Anyway, read back. 187 North Center Street, Delta, Utah, 84624.
you got it.
Okay. It'll be on its way in about a week.
Okay, no big hurry, just but be sure and leave your address on there somewhere.
It's Williams, isn't it?
Huh?
John Williams, isn't it?
No.
Miller.
Don't tease them.
I got you going there, didn't I?
Yeah, you guys going. I have some more comments regarding the chat. So let me get some more comments. This is again from Greg Biswick. He says he went on to explain that covered with silk span, put on 50% dope to 50% thinners. That includes 2 times clear coats over the color.
Oh, okay.
So your plane is finished, Greg? It's actually done, right? No more paint's gonna be added. So remember, that plane weighed at the end 37.5, 37.5 ounces. So it's about a 7.5 ounce finish.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So with mine being about a quarter of the size more, that would mean that mine would end up being about a 10 ounce finish.
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be light if you can get a 10 ounce.
So that would bring the airplane, if I can get it to be that, which seems reasonable even now, that would mean my airplane without dope, with nothing on it, was 30 ounces, and when it's finished, it should be 40 ounces.
Mhm.
Well, how big is a score wing?
I think it's like 54 ounce wings. I mean, 54 wings, 52 or 54 inches. I think.
Inch.
It's
Yeah,
like
I think it's
700.
it's about 600. It's about 650 or so, isn't it, for squares?
No, the score is a big ass wing. It's about 700 square inches.
Oh, I don't think it's that big. It's not
I
a
don't
big
think it's that
span,
big
that
either.
one. No, it's not that big.
I don't think it's 700 square inches.
It's
no.
a heavy wing. It's a heavy wing, but not a big wing.
Yeah, it's not. Yes, I think it's about 54 inches or 52.
Span. Yeah, it's not a big span on that.
No more than 54. Famous
I'll
last.
keep track of it as soon as I start doping this, because it's bare wood
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
it's finished, and I'll
That-
keep track and see
I
how much
took
the
off.
total weight is.
Yeah, I took off all the covering off the score wing.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, you guys. Hey, Dennis, are you trying to show us something, Dennis?
Not quite yet. I can't get
Okay.
the light to shine on it right, so.
Okay, let me
let
know.
me see. Yeah,
Just
I'll
holler.
get it set up.
Holla.
I already know what it is.
I have another comment from Gordon Delaney. He says, oh, matter of fact, before I get to Gordon, Greg Biswick said, yes, the plane is finished. We'll fly it tomorrow morning, my time.
Cool. Okay.
Now,
Excellent.
now Gordon Delaney, he's saying, yes, I'm here. So I guess, yeah, it's just for Bob Brooks, that he knows that
Okay.
Gordon Delaney is live. Do you have any questions or comments, Bob Brooks, you have to say to Gordon Delaney, because he is here?
Well, I was just wondering, the last time I talked to him, he had built a new Tony. I was wondering what happened, whether he still got the Tony or not.
All right, he'll respond.
Okay.
What do you guys think all the covering off the score wing, Wade?
It's plastic. It was plastic, wasn't it? It was an
Yeah.
art.
It's all
I was gonna silk and dope it. And I knew it was a heavy airplane. So I was gonna silk and dope it. So I pulled off all the covering. And what do you think it weighed?
Well, there was a multitude of colors. It would have had yellow, blue,
Yeah,
white,
all kinds on there.
red. I'd say 6 ounces.
1.5.
It weighed less than an ounce.
Wow.
All the film?
All the film weighed less than an ounce for that whole wing.
Wow.
Oh, this the wing. Just the
Huh?
wing. Just the wing.
Oh,
not
I thought you meant the whole airplane.
No,
Yeah.
just the wing. I mean, but the
Okay.
wing has the most covering on it. So if
Okay.
the wing weighed less than just a tick less than an ounce,
Okay.
the
Wow.
fuselage wouldn't weigh more than a half an ounce.
Oh, shoot. Okay,
So-
I'm way off.
So if you think about it, finishing an airplane, you can cut back 8, 9 ounces if you can do the perfect dope job. If you do it like most people, you can cut off almost a pound off the weight of your airplane.
Yeah.
You know,
So
and
Lynn, are you sure you're measuring in ounces or are you measuring in grams?
No, he's measuring in American grams.
Oh God, they weigh a lot.
Mhm.
So Gordon, Bob, Gordon Delaney says, hi, Bob. Bob won. He referred to you as Bob won.
Yeah.
Bob Whitley came in second. So
Yep.
I should name myself here, actually.
hey, looky there.
Terrific.
Dennis is
Dennis, let me
ready.
make you big, Dennis. Make Dennis big here. Oh, look at that Mustang. Ooh,
All right.
electric.
This
Sweet.
is only about 5 years in the making or so. I did the electric conversion kit for the Brodak/Sig Mustang several years ago. Put it up in the rafters. Steve and I got talking about it here 2 years ago,
Yeah, at least 2 years ago.
2, maybe 3. And Steve went out and bought a motor, an ESC, battery, and a timer. And then our effort here is supposed to be, initially it was going to be a donation for the beginner prize at the Nationals. And that was when Brodak, looked like the end of the Brodak meet and everything like that, but not a Brodak back. Steve's thinking we ought to take it there. But at any rate,
Nice. Looks good.
I finally got around to covering it, putting all the pieces together. And right now, if I shake it too hard, the wing will fall out. So I'm not going to do that, but it's still drying. But at any rate,
It looks really nice, Dennis.
by Monday, well, it's very, very good that we have, I have, low modulation on my TV and stuff. It's silver. So it make, every little mistake, shows up big time. But at any rate, it's, it will be electric. It will have, we're going to offer this up with a set of, with a handle and a set of lines. Whoever gets it is going to get the airplane. I think we settled on 2 batteries,
Yeah.
literally going to be able to charge the battery and take it off and fly it.
Cool.
All right. So, and we're debating whether to test fly it ahead of time and, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. The idea is that if it's like a prize at the beginner Nats or something like that, it's going to go to somebody who probably could stand to have an airplane that's been test flown. So
That's a great idea.
Very nice.
Cool.
That looks great.
Very nice.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that
Nice
even
and
look,
clean.
that looks really nice, even if it took 2 years to do it.
Well, that's it. You know, you're gonna do a good finish. It takes years and years, right?
Right.
Even when you iron it on.
I-
But you can't see it. This is actually the electric conversion included dihedral
Yeah. Right. I see.
Oh,
And a
wow,
wing-
dihedral.
and a
Cool.
wing mounted landing gear. So it's the old Sterling Mustang with a wing gear and with
And
dihedral in the
dihedral.
wing. Yeah, the wingtip ends up being almost on center on the fuselage. So basically the whole vertical CG issue basically goes away. All
Yeah.
right.
And you'll be able to move the battery up and down in there to, you can adjust it a little bit more if you wanted to.
Yeah, not much, only about 1/8 of an inch or so. Well, it would depend. If you turn the battery the other ways, you could move it farther, but frankly, you know, the battery is going to be roughly 1/4 the weight of the airplane, and it's going to be basically on center with the fuselage, and you can see the lines are coming out basically just a tick below that. So with the motor and the battery slightly above, the landing gear below, it's going to be better than 99% of the Sterling Mustangs ever built as far as vertical CG goes.
You can
Yeah.
bet on
Very,
it.
very nice. Hey, Dennis, I have a comment from Dennis H. He says, very cool, Dennis A.
I believe Dennis H, we exchanged some notes, and Dennis H, this is why you want to put dihedral in your Mustang, all right?
Even if you
Uh,
call it a Focke-Wulf 190, like mine is.
That's, all
My
right.
old wrecked Sterling Mustang, after many rebuilds, is a dihedral Focke-Wulf 190.
Terrific. Now, Dennis and I exchanged some notes. I think he said he had a Sterling Mustang and he was going to buy, but it was incomplete. He got some parts from Brodak and then he just went ahead and got the whole kit. But when he's done, but I think he was building the gas I don't remember. Dennis H, were you building the gas or the electric? I just don't remember.
Well, he has a
But-
comment for you, Dennis, but he hasn't answered your question yet. But his comment earlier was, haha, Dennis, we just talked PM on Stunthangar about your Mustang upgrades. I just bought a Brodak P51 and a dihedral kit with the wide landing gear.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. Ask him, Dennis H, is that going to be glow powered or electric? I think his is glow. But still, you know, the thing with the vertical CG applied to the glow airplanes, I mean, that's how we knew about it. You know, the wing is 1.5 inches below the motor. There was just an awful lot of weight making the airplane go like that. So the dihedral was actually, I think, an improvement on the basic Mustang design because it gets the lead outs up, you know, with the roughly the correct height vertically. And of course, since the airplane flies off its center of gravity, the closer you get the lead outs to the center of gravity, the more chance you have of having it fly, you know, level. Or
Just like all Al Raby's planes. Well, there's my
Yeah.
variant of it,
Hmm.
with the Focke-Wulf, based
Okay.
on a Sterling P51.
Hang on a second, Bob Whitley, so I can show you everybody. There we go.
All
looks good.
right.
So
looks
I don't
nice.
have the flaps or elevators on it. I got to finish the darn thing, but this is not super light. I mean, it's been rebuilt so many times from crashes back in the early 70s, but the wing is complete scratch build. I did a laminated plywood spar in it with lightning holes, and it's sheeted leading edge, but should be darn tough. But I just did it for a fun plane. I mean, it's not like I'm going to go out and fly competition with it. It's just for nostalgia's sake.
All right.
Yeah, this has been so long that I forgot what I sent Dennis. I thought I only sent him the motor, but I sent him everything.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Great.
I have a question, Dennis. The battery compartment, that's made out of plywood, right?
Yes.
So how did you get the film to stick to it? Did you use stick sit or did you use some preparation for the film to stick to it?
No, just go over it and just kind of tenaciously with an iron, and it just ironed it down.
Okay.
Very good, thank you. And by the way, Dennis H said McCoy 35s.
That's right. Okay.
And Dennis H goes on to say, would you use the stock Brodak 3-inch bell crank or a 4-inch one in that P51? Question mark.
For what, the bell crank?
Yes.
I'd use the 3-inch, I think.
That's not a very big airplane.
Yeah, the 4-inch, you could use a 4-inch, but you're gonna start cutting your own holes for the lead outs to pass and stuff. I don't know that there's much of a payoff for it. The one thing I did do, and well, controls are incomplete right now, but I don't know if you can see that. I have a very tall control horn on there. It's a 1-inch control horn,
Yeah.
and that slows the reaction time down quite
Oh,
a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm good for
Awesome.
about 30 degrees movement, but because of it, with the long horn, it's a relatively slow movement. All right.
That's
And-
the ticket.
And that's mimicking one of the things that you get out of a 4-inch bell crank. Now, there are people who will build Mustangs with the flaps operational, and others build it without the flaps. And people who build them without flaps say they don't make any difference, and I don't know if there's a lot of difference one way or the other. It has flaps, therefore I shall make flaps, and that's about it. The one thing I do is I try to shorten the flaps down here. It's about 2 rib bays. That's the second rib in. And the idea is that extra area out there, it takes handle force to move all of that flap. And if you can reduce the size of the flaps a little bit, you can still get some of the benefit, but you don't have all of the load.
All right, cool. That's interesting.
It's a cool
Yeah.
little
When you look
airplane.
at it, Dennis, with that airfoil, it's not really a competitive airfoil or anything anyway. You've got
No.
a really nice sport airplane.
It will do a stunt pattern, but it won't be mistaken for a stunt plane. All right.
Yeah.
It's
So
really
it
a
doesn't
lot of
matter if you
fun.
put flaps on or not. It's just a fun
Exactly.
airplane. Build it the way you want it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, a few years ago, I built the same idea. I did a conversion for the Yak 9, which is
Yeah.
basically a restyled version of the same airplane.
Yeah.
And I took it to Brodak for the sole purpose of showing it off, obviously. The new Brodak conversion. We're going to show it off at the Brodak contest. I was flying the thing in practice the day before profile stunt. And somebody comes up to me and offered me $150 for it.
Wow.
And me being a mercenary, I thought, well, I'll show it to you tomorrow after the meet. And I got thinking to myself, I don't crash. Well, crap. What if I crash? Long story short, I flew my cosmic wind, and
I remember that.
I flew
The
that.
green cosmic wind. Yes.
That's
you did.
it. Flew the green
A
cosmic
minnow.
wind. Instead of the Yak. So
I
Wow.
built myself a Yak 9 back in 76. I had that plane. I used to have the plans. I wish I had the plans. That'd be a nice airplane to build.
Well, I'll tell you guys what, if you do a conversion, the writing goes on the outside.
Good tip.
If you build it with the writing on the inside,
Good tip.
it's no longer an inboard
Good
Battery.
tip. Good tip. Thank you very much.
But yeah, you guys sat here and let me do it. I mean,
I'm
Monday
sorry.
night,
No, I'm
first
so busy.
I
I'm
had
doing-
them on backwards, and I'm like, well, they go this way. Then as this all works out now, and I put it all together on the show. And now
Yeah, but that's your job, is to amuse us, Steve.
now
Yeah,
I got to take it. I got it working on taking it back apart.
I
Oh, you
couldn't-
can't blame me.
Yeah, I was too busy making people big and small to catch that. But
I
have
came
a
in
comment.
late, so I'm innocent.
And I have a comment for you, Dennis. When I first saw the plane, I thought it was a flapless plane.
Yeah, so did I. The
I was like-
joints are so good.
Yeah. So what kind of hinge is that? A monocoque hinge or what is it?
Yeah, this is the monocoque over under hinge.
Work
Wow.
good. Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a flapless airplane.
Awesome. So did
Yeah,
I.
it was-
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's
again,
the hinge deal that Paul Taylor showed on one of his YouTubes, or
I don't know what Paul was showing, but this is the thing where you take the two layers of monocoat and you put them together, sticky side to each other, and then you cut it off in a 1-inch
Yeah.
wide strip.
Yeah,
And then you
Cool.
iron it on, alternating sides and stuff like like an old fashioned
Oh,
cloth
okay.
hinge. All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
works
Yeah. That's
good.
different to what Paul does. He does sort of a seam down the full length of it with sticky to sticky somehow. Does a narrow seam, and then he puts the pieces, sort of like a V shape overlapping on each surface. So he's got like this glued together
And
seam.
he
on it.
did that with monocoat.
Yeah, I think so. It was several years ago. I watched him doing a demo on that.
I've seen people do that with cloth. I don't know how you could do it with. Could you do? Yeah, you could do it with monocoat. Sure, you could.
Yeah, if you use the trim iron instead of the main iron, you probably could. Maybe I
Yeah.
should try that someday. What the heck? We've all got scraps of monocoat.
Well,
around.
the neat thing about it, especially this horizontal tail is only 1/8 inch. So there's no room for any kind of a pinned hinge or anything like that in it. It's
No,
even
it's
hard
too
to get
thin.
it's even hard to get a CA hinge in there. It's really best if you have something like an overlapping hinge.
Yeah.
So
On mine, I went to I think 3/16 or maybe 1/4 inch on my stab when I did the rebuild. But
yeah, I guess one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it, I think Brendan and Angstrom were on one night and they were looking at hinges and we were trying to make a recommendation for hinges. There you go.
There you
Steve's
are.
got it.
yeah.
The only thing is, don't over tighten it.
Uh-huh.
Watch.
Self-neutralizing.
Self-neutralizing. I
That's
got
not
to take it back off and I over tightened the monocoat.
What is that?
Oh, it was from Brazil. It's a 15 size trainer.
Wow.
And
Something.
the bell crank disc goes up here on it. And then you just mount the engine on, and behind that is the tank. And then it was in one of the Rodak magazines.
Isn't that cool?
Geez, when you first held it up, I thought it was a stab for a big RC plane.
No,
Yeah, really.
It's really easy to build, but the dog broke that. I gotta glue it back in, but
We have dog and cat problems, that's for sure.
Looks
Yeah.
like it.
Dogs and
Yeah.
cats are problems. I don't have any anymore. I had both, lots of them.
Yeah,
Actually,
boy.
I've never had a cat touch my models. We got 4 of them.
yeah.
Well, what it was
John
is
John had a cat pull the plug out of the computer, so he'd stop being on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, I gotta take off.
Yeah,
Alright.
I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna end the live stream portion. It's 9.
I'll see you Monday and Friday.
All right, see you Monday.
All right,
Tom,
take
it's
it,
great
Tom.
to have you back with us.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Thank you very much, Tom, for
Me
coming in.
too.
Take it easy, Tom.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Catch you
All right,
later.
you guys, let me just end the live stream. We're going to continue to party. It's Friday night, and we are
Yeah.
going to continue to party in the after party. Of course, if you'd like to continue with us, I'm going to end the live stream. So you need to come into stunthangarforum.com/SMF and go to At the Bench. And there's today's link there with today's date titled Stunthanger Video Hangouts, April 8th. And then that's how you can continue on. If you're already here, like you're okay, Bob Brooks. If you want to hang around, I'm just going to end the live stream. So when we're saying goodbye, we're not saying for you to hang up or end it. We're just saying goodbye to our audience. So anyways, we had a really good show. Lots of chat on the chat box, some show and tells. Bob Brooks showed his scale. Or do you consider your P40 semi-scale?
Oh, he said stunt.
Yeah, semi-scale. The body and
Semi-scale.
the tail section and the body are pretty much to scale. Just the wing is not scale.
All right, so he showed that. If you missed that, if you tuned in late, watch the replay and you can see this beautiful P40. So we had that, and then of course Tom Creasy, he showed his P40 and what's going on with that, and then we just saw Dennis Adamison's P51, and there are other things in between I probably have forgotten, but thank you very much. We're going to end the live stream. We're going to continue on into the after party. So with that being said, good night
Hasta la
all,
vista,
and we will
baby.
see you Monday. It's a weekend. Go out there and fly, or go in your shop and build, and come back Monday and show us what you've done or what you're doing, and then we will have another good show Monday. So with that being said, good night